Hello there, so welcome to this market review video about gold. And picking up from where we left from last time, we talked about why do traders fail, and we talked about money being fun, attachment to money, and emotional issues and so on. So go check that video. And now I want to take a look at what really happened here. If we take a look at last week's performance, pretty much bearish. As I had, just said, if you take a look at my previous video when I was giving, market, analysis or commentary on or how to read price action on gold, I told you guys, remember when we closed here, remember I did that video, it was on a weekend, last weekend, yeah. So I said that the way we've displaced here, below this low, this is not a liquidity, sweep. So meaning that there's a possibility of a gap being formed here on Monday. I told you guys before even it happened, and you see exactly a gap was formed. And I told you once this gap forms, no, next round liquidity is this low. And don't you find it interesting the way price closed exactly in the consequent encroachment of this order block here on Friday? We closed the week previous week exactly right there. This has been here. If you take a look at my my previous videos, this marking was already there. So now I'm gonna get rid of it because it is not important anymore. We've already done the damage down there. So when Monday opened up, it confirmed that bearish push to the lower side. And if you trade accumulation, manipulation, distribution, whatever, you realize that Monday's highs were manipulated, then price dropped, and Wednesday delivered. And once Wednesday delivered, and when we come to Friday, Thursday, Trump said there was a planned attack. You see, this current markets really requires you to understand fundamentals as well. You have to know how, like, if you can't understand fundamentals in these markets, then you're gonna be, if you just follow price action blindly, then you're gonna be yes, price action is king. I agree, but they at this rate aligning them with the fundamentals is highly important, especially during these high, crazy times of geopolitical tension all over the world. And remember this day here, Trump, okay, for example, on Wednesday, Trump, talked about how they are going to be attacking, Iran shortly. They were just going to, give some massive, put some massive attacks on Iran. Then when Thursday comes in, Trump says that they have halted or postponed those attacks, and they're giving room for dialogue. And you see, the moment he said that, that's when these markets went crazy up. Now the question is, if you understood what was happening here, this was a liquidity grab. What Trump is saying is meaning that it is favoring gold. You guys need to understand that the reason why gold is dropping is because dollar is going higher. So in these terms, US is a superpower. Investors, or me, for example, me or you, if we have money in terms, we have money in terms of billions of dollars, we want to invest, and we want to invest into countries, we want to invest into nations that are, are powerful, that are, and are strong, and that they have a strong, dollar, that's being one of them. So the dollar always gives interest. Okay. On the other hand, gold does not provide interest. And you see, investors always look for safe haven, somewhere they can make returns when they invest in a country. For example, if you invest into the dollar, of course you're going to be earning interest. So at this rate, people like investors are saying, okay, who is winning here? Who is powerful? Do you think Iran is powerful than US? No, come on, let's stop joking. US is way powerful than Iran and those Middle East countries. Okay, so the investors also knows this. They know they're aware of this. So where do they invest in? If Iran was such powerful, then all the investors would have been investing in the the Iranian currency. But why do you think they are all running for the dollar? Because the dollar is that's where they see power is. So anytime the dollar is going higher, that's bad news for gold, because gold is opposing the dollar. They are fighting against against each other. In real sense, sometimes dollar will go higher when we have geopolitical tensions, because now investors are feeling like we need something safer. And when they take a look at something safer, they see like, okay, dollar, like gold looks like a safe haven. So these are just as side of the fundamental, I'm talking about where right here. And this is why you saw this one happen. So the moment Trump said that we're going to be halting this for a moment, you see that immediately pushed what? Gold higher. And now the question which comes is that when it pushes gold higher, where exactly are we going to? You have to understand drawn liquidity. If you can't mark out the drawn liquidity where price is likely to go to. And when you're marking drawn liquidity, I'm not saying that now you start marking the drawn liquidity above here, the one above here, the one above here, and all this. No, no, no. You start with the one next to where you are. For example, this day we're here. Our next drawn liquidity was this bearish, inefficiency that was created here. It was quite a tiny one, but it was there. You see this? This is the one that was next to us on that Thursday. So our point is, let us see how price goes back. Actually, this gap had not yet been formed, but in real sense, if Thursday opened here, we just took some liquidity down here, meaning that we had to go back and close this gap. So that was the intention, and you see that we get that massive, push higher. So if you understand, if you study session, if you trade sessions or like London, Kelzone, those are ICT concepts and so on. You definitely look for something like that when either London or Asian liquidity being grabbed, and we have maybe break of structure or whatever, those type of things. So that's why we had this push up here. I'm giving you guys reasons why this happens. Now let's come to Friday. How did Friday trade? Now, when Friday comes in, we finally have a gap here, this inefficiency. This gap says something. This tells us that price is interested in pushing lower. But you see over here, the way Friday behaved, these markets were undecided. Because now Trump is talking about, we have a deal, we have ceased fire, we have a deal, we want to sign a deal this weekend. On the other hand, Iran is saying we are not aware of any deal being signed, in Geneva or wherever. So you see, those kind of two things puts, the markets in a very undecided situation. And to me, from my understanding, I think these people are just playing around. They're just playing around because this war, even if they sign a deal, it's only a matter of time before they start fighting again. So I don't really know what's gonna happen, but if they sign this deal this weekend, which is today is Sunday, if they sign this deal today, then let us expect some bullish push to the upside. Now that bullish move to the upside, how does that align with this? It aligns with this because now liquidity was grabbed, fundamentals are coming in supporting that liquidity grab, meaning that price is now likely interested into pushing higher towards some other liquidity above here. Then that might take some time, maybe even after a week after we balance this speed array or maybe this one. Then suddenly you'll hear Iran has attacked one of his neighbors again. You'll hear that Iran has done this or that. Then US comes in and say, what, let's go and attack again. Then when they do that, boom, we drop. But we won't just drop like that. We're going to drop after technical side of it has happened. Because see, for example, technical side of it has happened here. Liquidity, you see that? Then now you see fundamental coming in and saying, what, let us sign a deal. And you see, whenever they sign a deal, that is good news for gold. That means that gold is going higher. So that being said, on Friday, I was expecting some shorts or some sells. I wanted to, this PDRA to be balanced. Then I was just expecting some little bit shorts of not even targeting these lows, because that was quite dangerous. But the fact that this candle has closed back in after taking liquidity over here, if we end up creating a bullish one on daily time frame right here, that will now support price wanting to push higher, maybe, just maybe, we might end up hitting 5,000 again before another drop happens. It's just crazy, guys. Like, with what's happening, it's totally crazy. You see this inefficiency here. In real sense, when price was pushing all this way up here, this year on April and so on, I was expecting it to tap at least some 5,000 before you have this massive drop. But it really never did that. It never did that. It just kept on dropping. You see over here, we just had consolidation. It was just showing some weak signals, then drop. And if we continue dropping from here, then definitely going to, like, gold is going to 3,000 and something. Definitely, I'm really eyeing this area here. This 3,300. I'm really eyeing 3,300. Then from 3,300, then now, because see, this is a period of time where we had serious consolidation here. It is from April 2025 to this is August 2025. You see, April 2025 to August, this is like 4 months. Market was just within a range. 4 good months last year. You see that? So I have a feeling then when it started pushing higher, it started leaving these inefficiencies. You see this one here. So I highly suspect that this price is going to push lower to 3,300 around there. Then after that, then now we start now some serious bullish gains for gold, targeting all-time highs. Yeah, but that's it, and that's what's happening. For this to happen, it's going to take some time. Maybe next year. There, I think next year is when. But maybe even this year. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. But yeah, that's apparently what's happening. So if I push low into lower time frames like Harley, let's see what really happened here. So I was expecting some little shots, and if you follow my TikTok account, I always give sell limits, and I was looking for sales exactly at this point here on Wednesday. I can't remember, it was around 42.39 here. It was around 42.39 here, around there. Sales on Wednesday, but price never came in there. It just kept on dropping, and you see Friday just jumped up there 42.39. Then price started pushing lower. So when I was taking a look at Friday, I was like, this is really good, because now if price, I was looking at how price has reacted in that period. So I wanted to price to continue pushing lower, but you see the way this was hide, this was a mixed reaction, because we're having this bullish PD race again after balancing this one. It is respecting them, and this is not really such a good thing for me. This is not really such a good thing for me. But so actually, apparently, as I'm talking, I'm in some shops here. Uh, I was supposed to break even, but I even forgot to to break even or close before the market closed. I ended up opening charts when the market had already closed. But if you take a look at my TikTok account or the previous video I posted here, you'll see it still active there. So I don't know what's going to happen, but whatever happens, so be it. And yeah, so what's happening right now? I'm apparently bearish for at least maybe price to push somewhere down here, but this depends with what is going to happen this weekend. If this deal that US and Iran are signing is going to go positive, meaning that they are going to agree, then bullish. We're going to have some serious, massive move to the upside. But if they fail to agree, or something bad happens, or something just crazy happens this weekend, then boom, we're going to have some push to the downside. So this is it, and this, how to study price action, this weekend edition of, edition of uh, June. So I'm gonna see you guys in the next one, and stay updated. This is the high time. Really need to be aware of the fundamentals. You need to be aware of what's happening around the world. You need to be aware of how to read price correctly and how to use it in conjunction with technical analysis and so on. So actually, apart from that, I'm opening up for private mentorship for at least 10 students for the rest of the year. So if anybody's interested, these are the kind of things you're going to be learning. But I'm not saying that now you have to join my mentorship. Whatever I'm teaching here is already more than enough. But whatever I'm talking about now in my private cycle is quite different. Like how you can easily spot exactly to the pip where price, and I think I've done this a couple of times. If you follow me on my socials, you'll see that I always call out price to the tick most of the time, and also how to to go deeper in terms of fundamental, and how to match them with technical side, how to just have an overview, like doing things correctly, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you have a lot of information you're feeding on out there from people who don't even know how to trade. So somebody will tell you this is what a breaker is. Someone will tell you this is what a balanced price action is. This is what PPR. Somebody tell you like this is what an inversion looks like. This is what a liquidity sweep like. But they're really teaching it wrongly. Like, and that's why some people often fail, because if you can't read price correctly, then definitely what do you expect? So you end up giving up, not because it doesn't work, but because you've been learning it the wrong way. Apart from that, I also in my private mentorship, mentorship, I'm going to be talking about not only signals, but just heads up, or people giving people like this is what I expect to happen today. Stay aware of it. And apart from that, also the emotional side of it, the things that I've been talking about here, how you can use visualization to help you in your trading, how you can stay away from emotional, because emotions is one of the reasons why traders fail, because you keep having emotions in everything you do. So I give all those guidance and everything that I do. Actually, me, if I had a mentor when I was beginning this beginning trading, I would have been way far away at a very early stage. The reason why it takes people a lot of time, because you're trying to do it on your own. But if you have somebody already has already done it, someone who has already done the mistakes, I've revenge trade, I've done it all, guys. I've done it all. There's nothing that I've not done, mistakes. I've made all those mistakes. So it's always better to learn from somebody who has made mistakes, so knows how it feels to blow an account, how it feels to lose all your money, how it feels to to just be there and not knowing whatever is happening in the markets and so on. So yeah, you can reach out at rockycashline@gmail.com. I think I have my email on this profile. If you check a look at the profile of this like the bio of this YouTube account, you'll find my details there, and maybe you can reach out via email. Then I just ask you a few questions to see what type of trader you are and what level are you currently, and if you can be able to work something together. I believe by the end of the year, if you begin this right now, by the end of the year, trust me, you'll never be the same. You will never be the same if only you choose to listen. But if there's some traders who don't want to listen, you tell them, yo, don't do this. This is not gonna work. This is not how it works. They don't until they mess up, then they start telling you, yo, I wish I would have listened. But if you're willing to listen, just be patient, just be humble, and trust God and everything. It's gonna work out. Trust me. So that's it for today. See you guys in the next one.